It's Gigi.
Yo, what's poppin'? Okay, let's take a look at Hut here. So we just recently had a reverse split, 5-1 reverse split. So what does that mean? It means that your shares, they get cut by a factor of 5, right? So say you had 5 shares, you now have 1 share. That's essentially how it works. But they also multiply the stock's price by a factor of 5. So essentially, nothing changes. Nothing changes here. They just want less shares out in the market. That's bullish. Now, it might be hard to understand, but like the more that shares that are available out there, the harder it is for the stock's price to increase. The less, a little bit easier for the stock's price to increase. I don't think this is some sort of market manipulation. Hut is trying to dump on everybody. Nothing's really changed. Nothing's changed. Now we're printing right now a massive bearish engulfing. So what does that technically mean? It means that if there is a bear scenario to come, we have this strong price movement to the downside and then a bear flag shaping up. Like that is a potential play here. So if there's going to be a massive correction here, I'm looking at potentially a 50% drawdown to retest these lows from out of this bear flag. That's the bearish scenario. Do I think that's going to happen? I'm going to lean towards no. Do I know what's going to happen? Hell no. Anything could happen. That could very well happen. But what could also happen is the bullish outlook, and that's what I want to highlight here. I also want to highlight this. Think about this. People are panic selling like crazy. Probably. That's what I'm thinking. First thing that comes to mind is nothing has changed at all, and if you check my comments, a bunch of people are freaking out. I can't see my shares. I can't see my options. What's going on with Hut? There's panic right now. Why? People were unaware of this clearly. I was unaware of it until someone actually mentioned, I think some guy named John mentioned in the comments. But it all still makes sense to me. Everything technically is still lining up. So what we need to pay attention to here, this is the base, okay? We're sitting at that base. We still could come down to call it 1155. That's not a big deal in my opinion at all. Coming down to that range, we're still sitting up on this massive support zone, or if you want to call it a demand zone. So I think it's a patience move right now. What we're looking for is rotation of money, and a lot of what these big money, big players, institutions, and like fucking millionaire traders, what they're doing is they just rotate from stock to stock. Oh, look, Hive Technologies ripped 30%. I'm going to take my gains here. And what they do is they look for opportunities that haven't popped yet in similar sectors. We're in the same sector. Hut, Hive, Mara, MSCR, so MicroStrategy, Galaxy, like all these names, you'd be silly to think money doesn't rotate from name to name to name to name. Of course that's happening. Of course that's happening. So be patient, because eventually the money will rotate into Hut from a bullish perspective, of course. If this is the bullish case, I wouldn't be worried at all. This is a sick setup in my opinion. It's lagging the rest of the market. You can tell simply from going to the crypto related stocks, right? All these names have been pumping hard. Most of them have been performing fantastic, like really well. Exciting shit. Like pretty much signaling that the bottom is in. We're starting a bull market. Whether you believe it or not, a lot of these names are starting to show that. I think Hut is just lagging some of those names. So I'm still very excited. I'm still very bullish until the market is fully telling me, okay, we're breaking below and we're going to retest the lows. Then is when you react in that manner. But until then, everything seems the same. We're still at literally the same level that we were at 2 weeks ago. We were literally at the same point 2 weeks ago, except a reverse splits happened. So no big deal. Don't stress. pay attention to the chart so that you could actually get this information, so you could actually pay attention to what's going on. Because eventually, once all these sellers weed out from all this panic, there's going to be a bunch of demand in the way. You're at a perfect price in the chart to be going long. So that's the breakdown here on HUT. Peace.